the story of an underdog on this programme, don't we, John?
We do indeed, and it's interesting this morning because we're talking particularly about a country which does not have a recognised football team, OK? Essentially the only one on earth. And how you go about changing that...
Of any kind, a team of any kind.
Of any kind,
yeah.
any recognised
club,
football team. Exactly.
Country.
On an international stage, and how you go about changing that this morning.
Because everyone plays football.
Well, you'd think, right? I mean, it's a global game. It touches every corner of the planet, but apparently not the Marshall Islands. Yes, a very good morning. It is seen as the only country on Earth that does not have a recognised team. The Pacific Islands nation, made up of 5 tiny islands with a population of just 60,000 people, is now hoping to make its mark on the biggest stage of all. Here's Sani Rudravajala with more.
Welcome to football's final frontier. Halfway between Australia and Hawaii, slap bang in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, lie the Marshall Islands. Population 60,000. And out of 195 nations on Earth, they are the last without a football team. But all that is about to change, and it's being spearheaded by a man from Oxford.
This has been a whirlwind. So for me, it only started in December. So I haven't been out yet. But the good thing about it is that the FA staff board have been fantastic.
The B-52, with the hydrogen bomb tucked in its belly, is airborne.
To many, the Marshall Islands are familiar for one reason. The legacy of nuclear testing in the 1940s and 50s remains, but its people are keen to look towards the future.
Young kids have gained so much interest in sport. It's just sad to see that there's no league being developed and no training and facilities especially. We just need a lot of funding in order to get soccer balls, uniforms, the basic stuff that you should have.
Their surroundings may be idyllic, but that may also have a say. This is a nation most vulnerable to the effects of climate change. By 2050, most of the islands may disappear.
The safety of my children and yours hangs in the balance. This will be the decade that determines the rest of human history.
Maybe football can't change the world, but it could bring the world's gaze to the Marshall Islands. Sani Rudravajala, BBC News.
Well, now we can speak to the man himself, Lloyd Owers, who is the new Marshall Islands Soccer Federation Director. Quite a nice title, Lloyd. I was looking at those pictures. I wonder what it is about those turquoise waters.
I know. Yeah.
Beautiful sandy beaches that drew you to this role.
Yeah, thank you for having me on, first of all. So, yeah, it's a fantastic opportunity. It's a fantastic but very unique opportunity at the same time.
And how on earth do you go about starting a football structure in a place that has never had one before?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. A lot of people have asked this one. It is a case of starting from scratch. It is a case of building everything from the bottom up and also working from the top down at the same time and meeting in the middle. So we are creating structures for youth because it's children that are growing and driving this programme. So we've got children that are in schools and telling teachers, telling parents they want to be part of this programme. They want to play the worldwide game. But until now, there's a very heavy US influence, very heavy US culture, a lot of baseball, a lot of basketball, a lot of individual sports. And having the opportunity to play, let alone even just watch the game, is a little bit of a challenge. So now it's happening. They're taking part in that a little bit more. So we're starting to help build those structures.
When you say build those structures, how is it? Is there a football pitch? Is there a coach of any
So
kind?
we have a national stadium that is due to be completed in the next couple of months, and that's going to host the Micronesian Games in July, which is a massive regional event for all the local nations. So it's a huge opportunity to showcase the nation as well as what they can do in terms of the game now as well in terms of football. We have the stadium's a track and field event, so it's also going to be a hub for athletics as well as football. But that's also going to be where the league structure, that when that's formalised, will be based out of as well. So the national team, the youth structures and the local leagues, the national leagues, will be based out of one central hub.
Have you got a time frame on all of this? Are you already looking to a point where
Yes.
you'd like to essentially say, this is the date we want to play our first international fixture? Or is it too soon for that even?
Yeah, I mean,
my
brain's working at about 1,000,000 miles an hour at the moment. It's just that there's so many different ideas that I'd like to put in place, and we thankfully have a board that are very productive and very proactive with a lot of aims. So they have a similar focus to myself. But I suppose the downside is we do need to make sure that it's done properly, it's not rushed, and we need to make sure that they're when I say the structures, it's making sure that children have the opportunity to play. So long term, there's a system. But also, when we say about teams, there are teams that play at the moment, but having a league structure isn't happening. So we need to formalise that first. So when we look at national teams, for example, that's where we get our identity and we start getting in a fan base, which at the moment has been fantastic. And we've had such a popularity rush over the last couple of weeks that we've had people contact us from all over the world that want to be a part of the programme. So yeah, it's definitely going in the right direction and growing at a faster rate than we thought.
Because John joked saying, oh, what was appealing about the gig, it does look idyllic,
yeah.
but there is the pressure of a nation on your shoulders. You've got to get this right.
Honestly, so, I mean, until recently, I think everyone's a little bit sceptical in terms of why is a guy from the UK wanting to help the Marshall Islands? And long and short of it was, one, it's historical, so on a personal level, it's a fantastic opportunity for myself, but also you're part of something to create opportunities for people there. And, you know, there's a bit of a cool runnings feel to it.
Yeah.
Because,
definitely, yeah.
you know, we're not aiming to be world beaters. We're aiming to give opportunities to Marshallese citizens around the world to wear their nation's flag and represent their nation in a different format. So, and you say about, you know, it's just, yeah, the nation pressure.
Come on, you're thinking about World Cup 2080,
yeah,
aren't
well,
you? Let's be honest.
well, I had the FA president message me on WhatsApp, and I woke up to a message about 3 in the morning a few days ago, and it was a case of, my phone won't stop ringing, you're becoming a local celebrity. And it was just a case of, like, very informal, very jokey, but people are now realising that the world wants to help, so they're buying into it as well, and they want to be part of it, and they want to see where it can take them. And ultimately, they do want to be, you know, part of the worldwide stage.
The only place you take your flip-flops and your football boots.
The Marshall
right?
Islands.
That's it.
And that's what we will be doing when we come visit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There is a story to be told.
There's definitely a story to be told.
Long old flight, I imagine.
Yeah, it's around 30 hours to get there. So the easiest route in is via Hawaii. I mean, you can go via Brisbane, but yeah, 30 hours is around the average. So yeah, it's a long journey, but definitely worth it when we get there.
Oh, good luck.
Good
Stay
luck.
in touch.
Thank you, yeah.
Thank you.
I wonder what the weather is like there right now. Possibly slightly better than it is here. What do you think?
Probably
Carol, morning.
Different, yeah.
Yeah, totally different.